Halloween
Forever.
Good afternoon, Stephen. How's it going over there?
Good afternoon, Brian.
Do you love how crisp and bright and clear my screen on my 1984 gas powered pull cord laptop is today?
Yeah, your 286 that somehow has 1080p.
Oh man, feels good. Hey, I got one for you. Are you prepared for one?
I'm ready for one.
All right. How is a meatball different than a meteor?
I have no idea, Brian. How is a meatball different from a meteor?
It's meteor.
Welcome,
boils and ghouls, to a fucking terrible minisode of Halloween is Forever. I'm Brian.
I'm Steve.
And introducing for the first time since taking it down, we have our old pal and now second annual legally distinct Regal Ruckus champion. We have got Kellie from the Final Girls podcast. Welcome once again.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I think this might be like my sixth time being on the podcast or something. And my first memory being when you guys introduced us to Dagon. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're still paying off that debt.
I seriously love Dagon. And actually, I was telling my best friend today, I was like, okay, I've been on 2 punishment episodes before, Sabretooth and Final Flesh. And this is the only one that I have regretted so far. And we can get into that. But yes, anyone in the Patreon who is looking at the video feed, sorry, I'm in a migraine, so I am very tired looking. But I was telling Brian and Steve that this was the perfect mindset to experience this movie in, because it maybe made my migraine worse. It may have started my migraine. I don't know. But yeah.
The movie that we're going to talk about, which is I feel bad that you're recording with a migraine, but I do not feel bad because you chose this movie. You inflicted this upon yourself as well. But we are going to talk about S. Darko : a Donnie Darko tale from 2009, aka directed to DVD Donnie Darko 2, or D2D VD : DD2. So we are going to talk about that in
horrible. Horrible title. By the way, I just did another podcast on Lucky Number 11, and we were all like, that is the worst title that has ever premiered in a movie. This might be worse, because why wouldn't you just call it Sam Darko? The first one was called Donnie Darko. Call this one Sam Darko. Why is it S. Darko, a Donnie Darko tale? Just shut the fuck up.
The funny part is they probably originally said they were going to call it S. Darko, and then this just is a cash grab of the stupidest variety, this movie. So they were like, but we have to have Donnie Darko in there because that's the movie that made all the money. So we have to put Donnie's name in there. So now we have Darko twice in the same title, which is maybe the fucking stupidest thing in the world. But we're going to talk about tons of stupid shit with this movie here in a hot second. But before we do that, we got to do, a few things at the top of the show. First of all, my friends, are we slurping on any wet ones, perhaps? Any little...
Yes.
What do you got, Steve?
So I was kind of wavering back and forth whether or not I did this on the last episode, because last episode we had some Logan Paul talk, and we were talking wrestling and everything. And I thought it would probably would have fit in better, but I also think it would have got lost in the shuffle. Of just all the drinks and all the things going on in that Regal Ruckus.
Yeah.
But this also fits punishment as well. And I just want you to take a look at this. I don't know if this is a brand you've ever had to work with, Brian.
I'm roughly familiar with it. I'll say I have not tried it, but it's one of those alcoholic... like people call them refreshers because it's like the Starbucks refreshers, but this one is clearly packaged like Prime energy drink.
Yeah. It looks like Prime energy drink. They're very clear on the back of it. It says it's not a hydration product. It is a hard refresher that hits different. This contains alcohol. Please don't drink this if you're a child. We know we look like we made it for children, but it's not for children. But also it has the exact same kind of like composition as Prime, because it has 10% coconut water. It has the sea salt, but it has like none of the like there's no vitamins in it. There's no fiber in it. There's none of that.
No, it does have the electrolytes plants crave, which is important. Yeah,
this is the most Brondo ass drink there could be. But it also has the absolute worst name for any alcohol product I've ever heard. It's called Light Strike.
Yeah, which is as a beer educator, that is a literal shorthand for 3-MBT, which is 3-methyl-2-butene-1-thiol, which is of course skunked. That thing that people refer to colloquially as skunked, which is when you have a beer that smells like the business end of a skunk, and it's actually Light Strike. It's a photochemical reaction between hot proteins and ultraviolet light. And the thing that makes me even like to add to your sentiment, Steve, it's made by a beer producer. I believe it's made by New Belgium, is it not?
Let me look a bit.
The parent company of New Belgium. I forget. Don't quote me on that, but it is made, I'm pretty sure, by a beer production company.
Yeah, well, the parent company would be Sapporo, wouldn't it be?
Let me see who makes Light Strike.
I don't know who. It comes from New Belgium. It's a division of New Belgium.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But yeah, New Belgium is owned by Sapporo nowadays.
Or is it Kirin? One of the Japanese brewers. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny because it's made by a people who know how to make good beer. And they call it an off flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they call it an off flavor. I only picked it up because it was on the dollar clearance rack at JR's. I was like, what the fuck is
That's
this?
Where it belongs.
Because I thought they had like a Prime knockoff for $1. I was like, what is that? And then I picked it up and it had actual booze in it. And I was like, oh, I gotta try this. Like, I gotta play fucking, this is that old Steel Reserve, Old English 800.
That Zoom juice.
Yeah. That stuff that was in my bones as a youth. I used to drink a lot of garbage, and that just brought all those feelings up in me. I was like, I gotta drink alcoholic Prime. And I was also a Four Loko 20-year-old. So yeah. This all follows down that path. Yeah.
As was I. I poisoned myself on a number of occasions.
Yeah. This is only got 5% though, and it actually tastes pretty good. I just think it's probably discontinued because they called it Light Strike and packaged it like Prime.
I mean, I remember when that hit the shelves, and I was like, listen, far be it from me to be, a marketing guru or anything. I do work in beer marketing, but I was like, there's been plenty of things that I saw and went, that's garbage. No one's going to buy that. And then it ended up being a big hit. But I remember seeing that going, that's straight up DOA. Yeah. And I've never seen somebody drink it in the wild. I've just seen it rot on shelves. So,
now you got one. It's me.
That's what happens when people come up with bad ideas. It sits on the shelf for 2 years until somebody discounts it enough for Steve to buy it.
Hell yeah. You discontinue a product, I'm going to be the last person to drink it. I'm going to hold those memories, and I'm going to tell children about it.
Steve is going to piss on your brand's grave. That is what he is here for.
I'm a brand pisser, and I'm just a story collector. It's going to be 20 years down the road. I'm just going to tell the children. And they used to have a thing called Light Strike. Do you remember?
You're going to be in like those truck decals, like pissing on a brand.
Yeah.
Like you're Calvin of Calvin and Hobbes fame. You're going to be, you're going to start telling people like 20 years from now, like, kids, I bonged the very last Red Dog back in 1998. Brand graveyards. Steve's Belly is our brand graveyards.
Hell yeah, dude.
Kelly, I know you're not feeling super awesome. So what do you got anything you're slurping on?
Yes. So I have this Nixie peach black tea, which is pretty good. And then I also have a black coffee in my Oceanic Airlines glass. So for any Lost fans out there.
Very nice. I've seen that brand, that peach tea. I've not experienced it, but I've seen it.
It's good.
Seen it out and about. I have also had just a lot of coffee today. Up and moving, busy weekend for your boy. And I'm teaching a beer class tomorrow night with like 100 plus people. So I had a lot of prep work to do today. I portioned out like 12 pounds of cheese already this morning, and I'm teaching a beer and food pairing class tomorrow night. Okay. So I had to do all that. So I was hammering some cheese and hammering some black coffee. But now I'm on. It's Super Bowl Sunday, by the way, when we're recording this. Not that I could give a flying shit about this game, but I am going to a Super Bowl party tonight and probably going to play some poker and get drunk. So much so that I have interviews tomorrow morning. I'm on an interview panel, and they scheduled an interview for 8 a.m. the day after the Super Bowl. And we just were like, we're not doing that. Reschedule it. And HR was like, why? I'm like, because we're going to be hungover. Get a fucking grip.
Thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah. But I'm getting after my first beer here, and I am drinking a beer that they just started putting in cans, and this beer has come and gone in terms of distribution in Pennsylvania, but I love it. Been drinking it for a long time. This is Bam beer from Jolly Pumpkin. Love Jolly Pumpkin. They were like very much at the forefront of spontaneous fermentation, especially in the Midwest. Nobody was doing like spontaneously fermented foeder beers in the Midwest in 2010 or whenever they started, 2008, 2010. And they were like one of the few places you could get it. And they're still cranking out Bam beer. They're putting in cans now. It's now in distribution here in Western Pennsylvania, and it drinks fucking fantastic. I don't know if they're pasteurizing it now or it's just like reaching such a low gravity that they're not worried about the cans exploding, but it's probably not as carbonated as I remember. It's spritzy and nice. But the bottle conditioned version, I remember being really, really effervescent, but it tastes fantastic. It's got all those like funky Brett characters. If I'm like doing any type of trainings, I'm like, people are like, well, what is the, what you think of as the stereotypical, like, Brett character? I'm like, go find Bam beer from Jolly Pumpkin. Like, that's what it tastes like. It's funky. It's like sweaty horse and like, at like a orchard floor, like fermenting slightly rotted apples and hay and all types of things. And Kellie is just
selling me on this.
Cringing.
That horrendous, but thank you so much.
But then it also has some like nice like papaya seed, tropical fruit, peppery things too. It's very perfumey. I don't know. I love this beer. And I'm gonna eat a bunch of cocktail weenies tonight and drink sour beer. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to be like, oh, no, my belly.
Yeah, dude. You're going to fucking ferment the shit out of your tummy. So there you go.
I am going to have to repaint my bedroom walls tomorrow morning because the farts are going to peel the paint. Kellie just could not be more disgusted by this entire conversation.
Wait, that's the perfect moment for me to bring up a quote from the movie we're going to be talking about, which was, is that how you see life? Till farts taste like cherries. Yep. And then what do you think God's farts taste like? Marshmallow Peeps. You're welcome.
This
Enjoy.
movie has some of the dumbest lines I've ever heard in my life. And it's so
they wanted to be Donnie Darko.
So desperately. So desperately. All right. We're chomping at the bit to talk about this movie. We got to do like two more things here at the top of the show. First of all, we got to spin that son of a bitch and spinny ass wheel because this is the punishment episode. Right, Kellie is handing down this dog shit Donnie Darko sequel as a punishment, but that also means we got to spin the spinny ass wheel for March. So you'll be, as Steve brings that up, I'll explain to you what that means. We hand out some tasty, sticky, sweet content every Monday on the internet. The first Monday of every month, we do something special. It's called a showdown episode. The weeks leading up to it, we pick three potential topics from our list of about a bajillion of them from our spinny ass wheel. Then we put them out on the social medias for our listeners and social media friends to vote on. These can be performers, tropes, subgenres, any number of things. Once they vote on the Instagram and on the Facebook and on the Blue Sky, and for those of you who are part of the Discord, you can vote on there too if you're part of the Patreon. Once we get a topic, me, Steve, and our guest, or sometimes our collective Patreon community, picks a movie associated with that topic. During the showdown episode, we have an old-fashioned barn burner. Somebody's getting, jackknife powerbombed through a table. Somebody's getting chokeslammed onto some thumbtacks. And eventually, somebody takes home that son of a bitch and championship strap for the month. Kellie, in our special event for February, our legally distinct Regal Ruckus. There was a whole bunch of us, and Kellie came out on top. So she's the champ. She also got to pick the punishment movie. So that's how this damn old thing works. We're going to get back to a regular scheduled showdown episode next month. So we're about to spin that wheel, get our 3 options. So spinning and spinning and spinning. And what are we landing on here?
Ooh,
interesting.
Underground horror. Literally.
Yeah. Underground horror, and then parentheses, literally. So we're not talking about underground horror in the sense that it's lesser known, like underground, hip hop music or something. We're talking about literally shit that be going on under the ground. A movie that we talked about recently that will not be on the table because we already did it. Might be a chud. If you're familiar with a chud, that would be underground. I'm trying to think of other versions of underground movies that we've talked about before that wouldn't be on the table, but a Descent, perhaps.
I was going to say maybe Descent is a Meg Rail, because that's such a perfect underground movie, and it is just like a good movie overall. Mm-hmm. There's no way like Jason Takes Manhattan can stand up.
Oh, really? That was your first episode?
That was our very first episode, was Sarah from The Descent. Yep.
God, that movie rules. Yeah, I think for those of you who are new to the podcast, we do what's called Meg Rails. Our former third co-host, R.I.P., she's dead now. Meg used to pick the absolute just easiest pick and most dominant movie within any topic. Like if we did exorcism movies, she would pick The Exorcist. If we did shark movies, she'd pick Jaws. So we would put up Meg Rails, which means she can't pick the bazooka. You know what I mean? Movie. So we have a little gentleman's agreement that we will not pick The Descent. I like that. What's the one about under the city of Paris and as above, so below?
So below. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That one's fun.
Yeah. So underground horror, literally. That's our first one. I like that a lot. That's the one we've never done before. Next, we have.
Ooh,
I like that.
That's a good one. That one might win. That one might win right off the bat.
That is we have Larry Fest, which is of course a festival of Larry Fessenden movies. Director, performer, independent horror legend Larry Fessenden, of which we are a big fan. We've done. I mean,
we've done at least
two movies. Or 3. Yeah,
because we've done You're Next, which he's in the opening of, and we did. Oh man, I can't. It's the one. It's the vampire one. I keep wanting to call it Thirst. Habit. I keep wanting to call it Thirst because it's on the same level, and it is about alcoholism. I wanted to call it Thirst, but that's the Jen Wook Park vampire film.
And then have we ever done? Okay, I'm not even going to ask. I'm going to go back and look because I got a movie that I really like, and I think we might have done it, but it has some Larry Fessenden in it, and I'm not even going to ask whether we done it or not because I don't want it to get stolen from me. All right, I like that a lot. Larry Fest.
So do I.
Yeah. Number 3. Hopefully, it's not something that's gonna. Let's see. Oh, we've done this before.
Yeah, we've done this one before. Or have we?
I'm pretty sure we've done best scenes in terrible movies. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You know what? Because I believe I picked the ending of Maximum Overdrive where the entire gas station explodes and they melted the cameras.
Because then I argued that movie rules and is not a terrible movie, and fuck you. I think, is this the one where I talked about The Happening?
Yeah. It is the one where you talked about The Happening.
M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening. All right, this was a fun one though. So we're gonna do best scenes. I'm dropping these down in terrible movies. I'm gonna go right now right off the top and say I'm voting for Larry Fest because I'm a fan.
Same.
I want to get deep into his catalog. But just to recap, underground horror, literally. Larry Fest as Larry Fessenden flicks, directed by or featuring as a performer, I think is probably
would say,
fair.
Yeah, directed by or featuring. Oh, the other Larry Fessenden. Wait, he in Brooklyn 45? I believe he is.
I think he is. Yeah, I bet if we went back, there's probably about 5 movies that he's been in that we've done. Because that wasn't even the one I was thinking of that I really like, that I can't remember if we've actually done or just talked about on the podcast. But
yeah, he's in Brooklyn 45 as well.
Yep. Yeah. Isn't he like the military? Well, they're all military people, I guess. But yeah, he's like the stodgy old, I don't know, former officer or some shit. Anyway. Or best scenes in terrible movies. So take a look over on the social medias at Halloween is Forever on all the things, and vote for your favorite. Last but not least, Stephen, why don't you tell the boils and ghouls what's happening over there on the Patreon, because we got some things and stuff.
Yes, jump on patreon.com/Halloween is Forever. You log on, you give us $5, you get all kinds of things. Like we already talked about, you get an extra vote. If you want to get an extra vote for our showdown picking, you can make your voice known more than once, more than anybody else. You get to get on the Discord. You can chat in the side window. And if Kellie's on the podcast, she's really good at chatting with people as they're in the side. I'm usually pretty good.
Come chat with me.
So you get extra content that way. You get to interact with us. We'll laugh at your jokes. We'll bring you up sometimes if you got a good one. But you get all those things. You get reviews and recos, and on top of that, you get a monthly exclusive podcast. And we just started last month our brand new series, God Is Not Forever, a roadmap to kicking God's dumb ass. We started by watching Altered States, the Ken Russell experimental fucking freak out. Deep dive into psychonaut behavior. And
noted pervert.
That was a lot of fun.
Ken Russell. We have been I actually, and I'm forgetting his name right now. I'm gonna look it up, but I have not been able to get away from Ken Russell. William Hurt, because I think I even mentioned last week, I also turned around and watched Dark City right on those heels and got hurt again, if you will. As I watched a movie that, well, I'm sure we'll talk about Dark City at some point, but it had the potential to be like The Matrix. But it was super high concept, but super cool. Love the visuals. And then to not stick the landing as hard as they didn't stick the landing. It's like, not only did they stumble upon, landing, but then they tripped over their shoelaces, fell down the stairs into a wood chipper. Like, that is how hard they did not.
And see, I think if people go back and rewatch Dark City now, they will appreciate it just as much as The Matrix, if not more. Because
whoa.
I'm just saying, it's possible. It's possible.
The Matrix is my favorite movie of all time. You cannot say Dark City compares.
When's the last time you watched it, Kellie? I'm saying I think you may like it more than Revolutions and wherever that one is. I'm just saying it's possible.
I am a defender of the Matrix sequels, and I will die on that hill. So I will rewatch Dark City.
It had so much potential. It's like I was trying to think of a way to describe it as I was watching. It's like if The Matrix was written by Thomas Ligotti, except like it's so weird and like cryptic and has this almost like very noir vibe to it. But then, yeah, the end just, boy, they tried to do so much with, and the effects are very, very dated. I still like it. But
yeah, I think what sticks out about Dark City for nowadays is that you come to discover that there's a whole cabal of bald weirdos who have been controlling the entirety of society the whole time. And if that doesn't just stick to something that really feels like the last couple weeks has come to fruition for a lot of people, as a in and out conspiracy guy, you know, I feel very vindicated, and it's like, I was on this already. I know it. I know it.
Yeah, it's like the bald weirdos, imagine, are also wearing the Undertaker like walkout robe from that one era where he had that really tight leather one with the super high collar.
I mean, that was the 90s. That was all the 90s. Actually, Undertaker might have just been dressed like Dark City for all we know.
That's true. Much more hair.
Dark City wanted to be the Matrix, and so was dressing like Matrix.
Well, Dark City came out first. Dark City came out first.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So I'm not saying one stole from the other. I'm just saying Dark City did come out first, and Dark City does have Jennifer Connelly. And boy, oh boy, if you don't like a movie with Jennifer Connelly in it, I don't know what you like.
I like a movie with Jennifer Connelly.
All right, speaking of a movie I don't like, we are about to talk about Darko, Donnie Darko tale from 2009, aka Angsty Teens with Vocal Fry, the movie, aka the first movie, but for stupids. And then also what I've been referring to, because it is a direct-to-DVD, Donnie Darko 2, I've been referring to it just in shorthand to save some time as D2DVD : DD2. I think that just rolls off the tongue a lot easier.
I've been referring to it as it can S my D. Oh.
No, we are still feeling the reverberations of last Patreon exclusive podcast series. Little Andrew Dice Clay is still surging through my veins. We have one Mr. Chris Fisher, who is the director of this. He has essentially one thing of, I don't even say it was of consequence, because I genuinely hated it. I did not finish it. I'll just say right off the bat, I did not finish it. But he directed that dog shit 2020 The Stand remake, miniseries of The Stand. The Stand is one of my favorite books. I'm a Stephen King guy. We've talked about it a lot. And The Stand, we've talked about why The Stand, along with like Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian and a handful of other books, are just unfilmable. You'll never see a good on-screen adaptation of those. And The Stand is just one of those ones people keep trying. I think they're working on another one now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It's never going to work. It's too grandiose of a story. It's too long. There's too many characters. But the one with Whoopi Goldberg from 2020 just was such a fucking mess. And he directed that, and it had talent in it. Listen, we know Whoopi Goldberg can act upset when a dinosaur gets shot in the guts. We know that, right? She can act. She can do all right. We've seen it. We know an Alexander Skarsgård is great, right? He could play a great villain as well as a good bad guy. James Marsden, I don't know that was the best casting in the world.
Oh my god, is he in that?
Oh yes.
Oh god.
James Marsden plays Stu Redman. Like, he is a huge focal point. And Alexander Skarsgård plays Randall Flagg. There's tons of talent, as you might imagine. Whoopi Goldberg plays Mother Abigail, but holy dog shit, is it not fun? And then everything else he's directed, I have never seen and have no intentions of seeing. He did a movie called Meeting Evil in 2012, which looks like a crime thriller starring Luke Wilson and Samuel L. Jackson. He gets big performers.
I guess what really just angers me is the fact that he somehow made a jump from making dog shit direct to video sequels and shit like that to he made a jump to TV. And then that jump to TV, I guarantee, has made him a millionaire at this point. Because he's currently the director of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, as well as the co-executive producer of it. Meaning, like, he's just raking in money hand over fist for every episode of that fucking show. And he also was the executive producer on that TV show, the Magicians. I never watched it, but I know it's like a big cultural thing. People love the Magicians for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I know they do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, good for him. He found his niche.
Not good for him. Fuck him. Why did he get the work after this movie at all?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I was being charitable, but no, fuck him. This movie should have ended his career. This movie, we talked about this briefly when we talked about Donnie Darko, or when Kellie talked about Donnie Darko on the last episode, but very few films should not have a sequel more than Donnie Darko. Like,
that's very clear at this point.
I mean, not even before they conceived of this. It is such a contained story.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
perfectly contained, and his name is the title of the movie, so don't make a movie without him.
They as you might expect, neither Gyllenhaal are in this movie. The director of Donnie Darko, and was he the writer? I cannot remember. I forget.
Yes, okay. Richard Kellie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he disowned it without knowing anything about the project because he knew how and why would you make a sequel to Donnie Darko? And he was correct in that assumption. So he disowned it before he ever saw a script. In fact, I think I read that he never even read the script. He was just like, no, this is a bad idea and I'm not involved. And I need to make that clear to the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I respect that.
I do remember even before seeing this film, because I saw this film maybe a couple years after it came out, but like, yeah, it wasn't like high on my list. I have to go watch it. I was just like, why does this exist? And like, what is it? And then I watched it. But I remember even before that, like the campaign of the film coming out, I remember Richard Kellie being like, nope, not mine. Don't associate me with it. I don't know why they're doing this. This doesn't make any sense. They won't let me be a part of it. And like, I'm the only person who would know how to rate a sequel to this. So I don't know what they're doing, but I wouldn't trust it. And then everybody said, boo, this is shit.
which is why I hadn't seen it until this morning. And
same.
And now I own it because I had to fucking buy it on Fandango to watch it. And it was like $3.99 to rent or $4.99 to own or something. And I was like, well, you know, it could be like a gem,
That's
like an underrated gem.
That's how they get you.
I paid the extra $1, and now I'm so angry.
I could not, and I do that too sometimes, although I don't own very many digital copies of things unless it's like a special release DVD or Blu-ray that comes with a digital copy. Because anything movie I really care about, I will try to go out and buy a physical copy of it. As illustrated by the fact that I own a physical copy of Final Flesh.
Oh yeah, I vividly remember that.
This I did not. This I was like, no, I'm gonna rent this for the $2.99 or $3.99. And I'm glad I held on to that extra $1 because not only would I never watch this again, I would pay extra to never have to watch this again. Like if I could somehow
didn't watch it the first time. Like I started to like tune out about like I was texting my best friend and I was like, I am only 30 minutes in and it's an hour and 40 minutes long.
I did the same thing. At the 40-minute mark, I looked down, saw it was 40 minutes, said nothing has happened, and there's an hour plus left. Let's talk about the cast real quick. There's not a lot of really consequence here. DeVay Chase is I'll say star, but it's interesting because she's kind of a side character, but she is also like top billing. This movie is so poorly written. I just want to throw that out there right off the top of the bat. We'll talk about why. She is undoubtedly very wealthy though, because she did the voice of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. So that's kind of her claim to fame. And good for her.
Well, and she was the little girl in The Ring.
And then for genre fans, yes, she's the little girl in the American Ring. We have Elizabeth Berkley, who she's actually got second billing on Letterboxd. She's barely in this movie. She is Jessie Spano and is always Jessie Spano, and I will refer to her as such. From Saved by the Bell, by the way, if you don't know who Jessie Spano is. Yeah.
But funnily enough, this movie occurs in 1995, which means in this universe, she would actually be Elizabeth Berkley would be in Showgirls at this time.
I like that. I like that idea because she's the two other characters, main characters, which we're about to get to the other one. Corey, Samantha Darko is DeVay Chase. She's supposed to be playing the younger sister who was in the first movie. Donnie, spoiler alert for Donnie Darko. We talked about it last week, but Donnie perishes at the end. So we're picking up with the titular S Darko, Sam or Samantha. And then we have Corey, played by Brianna Evigan, and they are actually going cross country to be strippers. That's the premise. She is
that what they said?
Yeah. Corey's she kind of lies. It's not like they are going under that premise, but she lies and says that her father owns a strip club, so they're going to dance in Corey's dad's strip club. But
Cute,
then
classy.
she then admits that her dad doesn't even know she exists, basically, or doesn't. Yeah. But she is in, quite a few like lower budget, the Sorority Row, which I don't know if I've seen that. Is that a remake of?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the original title called?
It's actually fun.
The Murders on Sorority Row. Something on Sorority Row. That's a famous I
don't remember
80s slasher.
It is fun though. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I have not seen that one. She was in Step It. It looks like she starred in Step It Up 2: The Streets.
Yes.
Which is she was also in Step Up All In, which interestingly enough does not have a colon. Which she seems like she's in a movie with a lot of colons. She was in the remake of Mother's Day from 2010. She was in a movie from 2012, which just from the poster alone, I'm going to put it on my to watch list, called The Devil's Carnival. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know if she's got much in the way of like TV credits. She's definitely been in quite a few Hallmark-esque looking Christmas movies as well.
She basically, if a movie has dancing in it, she's there for it. She is, if the lead from See Me Dance actually booked good movies. So yeah, I admittedly believe I watched S Darko for the first time because I found out she was in it. And I'll shamelessly admit that I just think she has a very pretty face, and she insists on showing her tummy all the time. And so at the time, that's why I watched this movie back in 2011. So
yeah,
that's why.
Oh yeah, she's on display like the whole time. Yeah, she's got the little shorty shorts and the crop top and everything.
We have James Lafferty, who is in Oculus and very little else, who plays who they call him Iraq Jack, who's like the troubled, who I was referring to as PTSD Link. in my notes. I thought I recognized him from other movies, but I think he just looks like somebody else.
You
Totally. He's just like generic dude.
Yeah. Well, I think they cast the foremost generic white men ever as the
Oh
four.
my God. They did. They did. Because like literally until looking at the cast list right now, I did not know that Jackson Rathbone was like the like pretty nerd guy. I thought that was Milo Ventimiglia or whatever from Heroes.
These guys, you put a goatee on them, and there's no way you can tell them apart.
You may recognize this James Lafferty though from he was also Ryan in The Haunting of Hill House. So
okay, the '90s remake. Yeah, The Haunting of Hill House is the movie I think
not the '90s remake, the 2018 Mike Flanagan Netflix show.
Oh, Haunted of Hill House. I'm sorry. When you said Haunting of Hill House, I was thinking House on Haunted Hill.
Right, yeah,
from the 90s. And then
you.
I'm like, no, yeah, that doesn't make sense because he would have been way too young to be in that anyway. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is like Donnie Darko if Donnie Darko was Twilight. Like it's all I kept thinking. I was like, there's a
Twilight actor.
Number.
There is a Twilight actor. The aforementioned goatee
right?
guy. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's right. But I was like, okay, we have like Ed Westwick thinking he's fucking James Dean. And like he's kind of doing like a Edward Jacob, like sexy man type of thing, even though it's not really earned.
But it's kind of soda pop from The Outsiders too. Like he's a little bit too much of a greaser.
Yeah, totally.
I hate every person in this movie. Except for Jesse Spano. Anyway, they which speaking of terrible sequences shouldn't happen, I learned while doing some research on this that there is a Showgirls 2 as well. I did not realize that was
is
the
it God. Is it going to be directed by oh my God, why can't I get his name? Is it the same director?
I do not know. I can look.
I'll look it up.
Showgirls.
Yeah, Paul Verhoeven. Why I couldn't? Yeah, he directed RoboCop.
Oh,
man.
Guess what, guys? There is a colon. It's Showgirls 2 : Pennies from Heaven.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it's directed by Rena Rifle. That can't be real. There's also another one called Showgirls 2 : The Cut. That's the same movie.
Yeah, this all came out in 2011.
Yeah,
I thought we were
Showgirls
talking about
2 :
something.
Pennies from Heaven. I'm gonna watch it, guys. I'm gonna watch it. I also have just put in Showgirls in Letterboxd, and there's a lot of great stuff. There's one called Showgirls 3 : London Calling, and Showgirls of Pakistan, Hong Kong Showgirls. There's a lot going on in Showgirls.
I don't think all of these are related.
No, I don't think so. But
hold on. Okay, you're saying Showgirls 2. It's directed by Rena Rifle. It's also written by Rena Rifle and Joe Esterhaus, which he's the writer of the original Showgirls. So like he's taking a credit for characters based on, and then
of course
she's also in the film. So like this is she's reprising her character of Penny Slott from the first film to make a sequel.
Somebody had gambling debt.
Somebody had gambling debt. Somebody had mistakes to make. I don't know. This is crazy.
Yeah. That might have to be a minisode soon, but we've got other fish to fry here in the form of a Donnie Darko sequel. Here's what happens. Like we talked about, this is a like Donnie Darko is such a self-contained movie that wraps up with the lead person who is the name of the movie dying at the end. Like, and it's such a tightly part of the reason why it's a great movie. It's very like lot to figure out. There's a lot of like kind of untold lore under the surface a little bit.
I love that.
And then and then it's wrapped up with like a perfect little bow at the end. So how do you make this movie? Essentially what they did is they took some of the same, time travel principles from the first movie and then, remade it with the sister character and then just spoon-fed the audience everything. So like a lot of the things that made the first movie so attractive, especially upon DVD release, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, that's when it really took off, the first movie. I don't think it did very well in its theatrical release.
That's what we talked about. Yeah. Cause it was released right after 9/11.
Right.
And
yes.
so like people didn't want to go see it. So.
Yeah. And then when it came out on DVD and a bunch of, people discovered it and started trying to like put together all the pieces and all the vagaries and make sense of them. That's when people started to latch onto it. This movie is made for dum-dums by dum-dums. And so everything is spelled out because the reason people didn't like, and listen, if you don't like, or if you didn't see Donnie Darko at the right time, I'm not saying it's like a movie that's like you watch it and somebody doesn't like it. And I'm like, there's something wrong with you. If somebody didn't like Donnie Darko, okay, fine. Who's my age, but I think there's a certain number of people who saw it in their like late teens to mid 20s. Who were like, this feels very of the time and very, a lot to discover. Yeah. They took all of that wonder out of this movie, like 100%.
Yeah. And before watching this movie, I made the enormous mistake of rewatching Donnie Darko because I was like, am I just viewing this through like nostalgia glasses? Because like I genuinely love that movie. And I rewatched it and I was like, this movie is fucking awesome. And it's so good. It holds up so well. And then I started watching this movie and like I was saying before the show, this might be the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen the most dog shit movies on earth. And this was like the only one that I genuinely regretted like putting into my eyes.
This is so just reprehensible in the desperation of the money grab. Right. They took the thing that was iconic, on the surface level from the first one, which is, of course, the Frank the Bunny mask. They just shoehorned it into like a bigger portion of the ongoing lore, which makes no sense. We'll get into all that. But it also starts with a text scroll, which is rarely a good sign.
A text scroll that
and I love
both. Yeah, it both spoils the ending to the first film to catch you up to where we are. So it tells you everything that happens to Donnie and why you're not going to see Donnie in this film, and then it ends with a quote that is so up its own ass. That I can only imagine it like. Because it's not attributed to anyone, it had to come directly from the screenwriter, and it just says it plies on those most emo things, knowing that this movie was going to be headed right for Hot Topic shelves. Like, it was just the most, just maudlin up its own ass, drowning in sadness and unable to dream. She has drifted deeper and deeper into the darkness of her sleep, and when darkness consumes the starlight, nightmares rule the night. And it's like,
that quote had a fedora on.
Yeah.
Like, it is just the most cynical bullshit ever.
But this movie has the worst script that I've ever heard. And I was writing down quotes while I was watching it. And I already read one earlier, which was the Marshmallow Peeps one. But I also wrote down, if I go missing, will you make sure I look hot on my poster? And then, are you a gay? Which is cool. Super great. Ever tag team a 40-year-old?
Yeah.
And then she's half Jehovah, a quarter Jew, and a tiny bit retarded.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could not believe. Wait. And there was one more. Iraq Jack says, I killed babies, brains spilling out of their heads like macaroni. What is this script? Honestly,
this script was typed with fingerless gloves and on a Zanga site. Like it wasn't typed in the final.
Oh my god, Zanga!
It wasn't typed in the final draft or Sophocles. It was typed onto Zanga and then printed out.
But that's kind of how like the Donnie Darko script comes across, except that it's like entertaining and good. And even like the whole like why don't you go suck a fuck thing or whatever, it's like a fun line, it's a fun back and forth. This stuff wants to be that so bad, but it just falls on its fucking face.
They're trying to make it so sexy, and it just comes across so disingenuous. It feels like if they took out the two lead characters, the two main protagonists, Samantha and Corey, and replaced them with Paris Hilton and not Christina Ricci. What's that other girl that she used to always be in? Nicole Richie. Yeah. Nicole Richie. If they would be substituted in, it actually wouldn't change the movie that much. Like it feels like it was written for them.
It's also so weird because it's like last time we saw Samantha Darko, she was a child, and this movie spends all of its time circling like her body with the camera and like trying to make us believe she's like super, super hot. And it just like makes me uncomfortable.
Well, it's the weird thing is it's supposed to be 2000. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be 1995.
Right.
It's supposed to be when this movie takes place, and it could not be more 2007, 2008.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like the fashion, the everything is like when I was in college. You know what I mean? But it's supposed to be 1995.
Yeah. The only thing they did was get some cars from the time. Like here's some cars. We got some cars from the time, and that's about it. And we talk like they're talking about Iraq, and obviously they're talking about Desert Storm. Not the current. Not the current.
God, that fucking cop who's dressed like Officer Dangle.
Oh yeah,
he's so bad. Holy shit!
He might be the only good character. This movie takes the brave stance that the only good man in the world is a cop in shorts.
Yeah, he does have shorts on, which is interesting. And I'm pretty sure, like, isn't it supposed to take place in Utah? Like, people aren't allowed to wear shorts in Utah. No caffeine, no shorts. Yeah. Yeah, it's the most 2008 movie to be ever set in 1995. Okay, so there's so many just one for one. Like, there's a meteorite instead of a falling plane engine. They almost. I mean, this movie was doomed. There was never a way they could make this good, but they almost did something that at least a hardcore Donnie Darko fan might appreciate just as fan service, which was they made it seem like we were going to follow Frank. Not Frank, the character from the first movie, but the person who represents Frank, right? So the whole idea of the manipulated living versus the what's the other something dead? What's it called? Manipulating living and it's the manipulated dead and the
you're right. Manipulated dead and the living receivers.
Living receivers. Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. So the whole idea is like, okay, here's like we talked about how this is such a hard thing to summarize, but basically the idea is like things happen, anomalies happen in the universe, right? On these different timelines. It's all about timelines and like, I don't know, you could talk, I'm sure you could draw it out into string theory or the multiverse or whatever, right? But the idea is that these anomalies happen, and oftentimes these anomalies result in people dying or not dying that create inconsistencies in these different timelines that can result in like the end of the world, I guess. I don't know, a black hole forming and sucking in the universe or something. Yeah. So whatever forces at hand, which we never are turned on to, but whatever forces at hand take dead people, which in the lore of Donnie Darko fandom, they call them manipulated dead, go and basically try to influence the living whatevers, which I've already forgot the name,
Receivers.
living receivers, to go back and on a past timeline fix that so the universe won't end. Here is my ultimate question as a fan of time travel films, but not expert on the topic in any stretch of the imagination. If it doesn't work, can't they just keep going back? You know, like why does the universe being fixed fall on the shoulders of Donnie or of in this movie Iraq Jack? If he fucks up, can't they just go back again? Or isn't there infinite timelines that ultimately everything's going to play out, and you know, and the action is going to happen or not going to happen? I'm a novice
you're asking
here.
questions that this movie can't answer.
Yeah.
Like, and also, why does Iraq Jack look exactly like Donnie?
Oh, you could tell they just cast somebody that was like,
him,
can we?
Just like, for a second, I was like, is Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie? It looks just like him.
Yeah, they were definitely trying to dress him up to look like Jake Gyllenhaal for sure.
Yeah.
So to explain this, I think I can jump to another property, and if you haven't watched it, I know for sure, but they did a Marvel TV series called Loki, and Loki is all about he starts working for a company called the TVA, which is this extra dimensional kind of agency that goes and trims off the branches of like bad timelines. So like a timeline goes and it branches off at a certain point, but that's not a branch that should have been created because it becomes destructive in some way.
Yeah.
So they trim that branch by by changing the core moment, so that branch doesn't happen. So I think this is along those same lines of, which is why we have a couple instances of people going back and they change a core moment, because otherwise the main branch becomes destructive. But it doesn't make sense because if those two branches exist parallel to each other, you wouldn't need to trim the other one. The other one can just destroy itself.
That's what I say. Let it do its own thing. There's still another option to go back to.
Yeah.
Whether it's a branch analogy or parallel universes analogy. I get it. They're trying to go back and nip this in the bud before it becomes something different. I just think it's so clunky.
It's definitely clunky.
Yeah, super clunky. It just doesn't make sense, because then you have to accept that there is only one branch, and that's what I'm saying.
The thing I don't understand is
you
that
loop back on one.
There is one. It seems to be the way that that time travel works in the Donnie Darko cinematic universe is that there is one true path,
right?
And it's the main path. And things can branch off and happen on other paths that can come back and affect the main path in a catastrophic way. So to nip that, like, if we want to use the branch analogy, that branch could grow out in front of and surpass the main branch and change something in the main branch, redirected in a way they don't want it to be redirected. So they have to trim the offshoot branches, because there's really only one true branch that matters. We don't know why or who's in charge here, but we don't
know why. I don't remember if this is a direct Dr. Michio Kaku type idea he put forth, or if he was iterating on something. But he was a very, like, he had a lot of thoughts on time travel, and a lot of it was like, time is like a river, and so you can go backwards in time and go forwards in time with the right. And so I think maybe this is not so much to think of it like a tree, but do think about it like a river, and then you just go back on the same river to redo to get the thing to come. So like if you send a stick down the river one way and it comes out the other side wrong, you just send it back up the river and get it to come out the other way. So
but that's my idea.
That's what they're aiming for.
That concept takes a lot of the desperation out of the world's about to end in 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, because you could always just go back to before. You could always drop the stick again. We are giving this movie, we are delving far deeper into the lore than this movie deserves.
This movie does not earn this discussion in any way. If we were talking about the original, then fine, we could go all in on like the branching timelines thing. But this movie is like, it just slaps you in the face with like nonsense. And I normally like come prepared with like, okay, I fully understand like how everything goes and whatever. And if I didn't quite grasp something as I was watching the movie, then I'll like go on Wikipedia or whatever and just like figure it out. This movie, I stopped understanding it like halfway through and I didn't even bother to try to get it. And so like I didn't look it up. I just, things were just happening on screen. They were just like assaulting me with their like stupidness. And then the movie ended and I was just angry. So I didn't give this movie any like,
I mean, that's the wise
beyond. I'm so angry. I saw that this has like a 13 on Rotten or something. And I'm so baffled that it has that high,
even a 13
on Rotten. So mad.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine there was a reasonable amount of people who saw this like near when it came out that were like thought it was okay or serviceable, but yeah, especially now looking through like dated lenses, it is odd. It's so bad. There's this lost boy. We know a lost boy, right? There's a lost boy. Who is he? I don't know. He's on milk cartons and stuff around town. We get so many montages. This movie suffers from a montage-related disorder. Even if it's just like they love to do the sped up clouds and the people walking quickly and like, hey, look, time. And what if we manipulate, time, right, guys? Manipulate it. It can be fast. It can be slow, right? They do the whole ominous dates of like X days left, this many hours, this many minutes. So we get that a lot. We have this symbolism of, I don't know, maybe an opportunity to go back, or maybe it's one of those branching points that require attention, but the symbolism is that of a feather, like a bird's feather.
Yeah, like a glowing feather or something.
Yeah, glowing ghost peacock feather. So we get that established. We get, it's 2009, so we are in the last days of casual homophobia and calling people retarded, right? So we get like a double hitter of like somebody saying like, it's funny because Corey says to this nerd they meet at a diner, who looks like he got his.
I was gonna say he's a nerd in the sense that like Clark Kent is a nerd. Like,
yeah,
he's obviously super hot, but he's just wearing glasses.
He got his nerd outfit from Spirit Halloween. Like and he's wearing that nerd outfit.
The same way the one guy is cosplaying as Pony Boy. He is cosplaying as Skullnick from fucking Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
And then we have another guy who is the pastor who's like cosplaying as like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's like 25-year-old pastor. But he's like, she says his name's Jeremy, and she's like, isn't Jeremy a gay name? She says somebody's gay. And then Samantha, being our sympathetic character, comes to the rescue and says, I don't think you're gay. And I was like, wow, how sweet.
Yep.
What a sweetheart. And then literally 5 seconds later, she just calls somebody retarded. So we got a nice double hitter of 2008. PTSD Link, which I refer to in my notes, aka Iraq Jack. He knows about the missing kid. He's scrounging in dumpsters and doing stuff around town. Everyone fucking hates him bad. The whole town.
There's a really problematic line when like Samantha, she like sleepwalks and she falls asleep on a park bench, and then the Officer Dangle cop like comes up to her and he's like, there's a pervert around town. His name is Iraq Jack. You shouldn't be wearing stuff like that. And I was just like, oh my fucking
Yeah, you're really
God,
asking
dude.
for it, young lady.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a tough scene here in wherever they're at, rural Utah. I'll just get it out of the way. Iraq Jack, I've already mentioned, is Donnie in the movie, and Samantha is Frank, and that's the movie. The end. And we kind of.
Good night.
Yeah, that's it. That's the movie. And it's really apparent from the beginning what they're trying to do. But the one thing that was confusing to me is they're treating Frank like he's not Frank. I'm sorry. They're treating Samantha, who's actually Frank, as a side character, kind of. And they try to do all these twisty things. We'll get into it. But also, what's his face? Iraq Jack, who's basically supposed to be Donnie. He's like a side character. Like he's almost feels like a red herring, guy lurking in the background. So
but then there also is a character named Frank.
Yes.
Who like works at the junkyard or something, the auto shop.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, it's Frank's because Frank's Auto Body or some shit.
Well, no, it's more specific because I think they were trying to be clever. It's called Frank's Echo Service.
Yep.
So,
Echo and the Bunnymen. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, this is
movie.
Fan service, the movie.
Kill yourself movie.
But done so badly. So when they show the manipulated dead version of Sam in this movie, they actually overlay it with an image of Frank in the bunny mask. That's how on the nose. We're like, we get it. Like they show her as a ghost, and it's like, because the idea of Frank in the first movie is he was like a little ghostly in the sense that like his voice was like weirdly that kind of echoey in your head voice.
Yeah.
But he was in costume too. So, but in this movie, they literally make the Sam and the little kid who's also a manipulated dead. They literally have them dressed up as like those like Travel Channel haunted TV shows, like that makeup they put on those people. They put it on them in this one.
I'm going to give them a little bit of a pass on this one because they're like, oh, Sam is played by Samara from The Ring. So it's like, I get it. They want to put her in like ring makeup. She's a ghost girl. I'll give them that.
I think you are giving them more than they deserve there. They don't deserve anything.
That's the one concession I'm willing to give the fucking movie.
That was a nod like to Sam and Samantha. Yeah. Potential or Samara and Samantha.
I think they were just riding off the success of Ghost Ship. And they just made them look like the ghosts on Ghost Ship.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same type of stereotypical ghosting. The weird thing is, though, in this is like Sam is the sleepwalker instead of
Donnie.
Jack should be the sleepwalker, right?
Right.
If Jack is Donnie.
Yeah, you're right. Which
I don't fully understand. And I guess Jack could be sleepwalking and we're just not seeing it because, again, he's a tertiary character. I love my favorite.
Back to Kellie's earlier point. If she wasn't the sleepwalker, how could we be finding a half-clothed woman and laying out in the dirt with her feet out?
Yeah.
How could we find that? How could we pan our camera around that if she wasn't the sleepwalker, Brian?
Every time she dies, which spoiler alert, she dies multiple times. Every time Sam dies, she just does so in just like she still looks like. She's never like disheveled and covered in blood. She's always just like laying very like prim and proper.
She's not the manipulated dead. She's like the sexy dead.
Yeah, the sexiest dead. Yeah. We have this wild, quote unquote, wild party scene, which I really got a kick out of because it's supposed to be like this edgy, like these are bad kids from the wrong side of the track. Literally, they're playing with sparklers and doing the hula hoop. Like, it is so unbelievable.
The hula hoop thing. I feel like they bring up the hula hoop thing like earlier in the movie too. And then in this scene, they do like a little bit of a Donnie Darko throwback where like someone's bouncing on the trampoline, which is what Samantha Darko was doing in Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
So there's that, I guess.
Also, I'm just going to say this as a kid who hung around with and participated in scumbag behavior as a kid a lot. The kids huffing paint are never the bullies.
Absolutely not.
Never. That is not a bully drug. That is not a bully way of getting high. Huffing paint and huffing model glue, you are not participating in bully activities.
You're like not participating in anything most of the time.
You are laying in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. You're the kid who walked the mile at gym class. Like,
yeah, that is antisocial behavior. You do not go and actively seek other people out to bully when you're huffing paint. Yeah, so the nerd's there, he's, and Sam's there and Corey's there, and this is when some stuff starts happening between Corey and Sam. They're not having their relationship is spiraling.
It's not clear, like, because we start the film with just them on the road and then Corey just being shitty to hot guys and like shitty flirty, whatever it is. Her character, I noticed, I narrowed it down. She's actually playing Bunny from the Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah.
Just sure, yeah. Just the way she's so shitty to Philip Seymour Hoffman in that film. And she just asked him to cock for $1,000. Like, she's playing that. She's just she's just saying rude and offensive things to, take people off their heels. But because we don't see how her and Samantha's like friendship even begins, it never makes sense as to why they're friends to begin with. Like, they're just rude to each other. Like,
no, she's really unlikable.
Yeah.
Like, she's not a cool person. Like,
not nice.
kick her to the curb.
Yeah. Bad friend. I think I have an answer, Kelly, for the 13% of people on Rotten Tomatoes that gave this a fresh score. Okay. I think it's the same 13% of people who, when I looked up reviews to this movie, called out that there was one really cool scene. Even if they didn't like it, they were like,
literally, what is the one cool scene?
The one cool scene they believe is the one where Sam gets Goldberg speared into the pool for some reason, and then goes Dustin Hoffman and just floats, and they don't because they are media illiterate, do not realize that is a shot for shot just of The Graduate. Like, that is,
Or even like if you're, if The Graduate is too old for you, fucking Old School.
Sure. Which is a reference to The Graduate. Yeah. Like,
exactly.
Why do they not? Like, my point is, there is 13% of people who don't understand why that's not good. And so,
so what I'm hearing is that the 13% of people are 13 years old.
They could be 13 years old. Like. Yeah. Yes. Or they were 13 years old in 2009. I'm trying to think, like, even in 2009, I think I would have got the reference. Anyway,
I guess the strange thing is, if you're 13 years old, and that means you watched the first Donnie Darko to watch this one, like, so like you just can't even discern the quality difference.
That's the thing. If you were 13 years old and you saw Donnie Darko and you're like, yes, I like this, I want to see another one, and then you saw this movie, if any part of you enjoyed this movie, then you're stupid.
I think the Venn diagram of people who love Donnie Darko versus S Darko Donnie Darko 2 or whatever is just two circles 50 miles away from each other. Like, so I do think this was just like a straight up cash grab of like, enough people bought the first one on DVD that we're going to be able to sell Best Buy a bunch of these, and they will not pull through. Totally. They'll sit on the shelf and then end up in the dollar bin at a clearinghouse at Ollie's discount outlet somewhere. But the original pre-order from Blockbuster and Walmart and Best Buy is going to be really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care what actually is on screen.
No.
So soda pop. Oh, go ahead.
Just before we move away from this shot, one more thing, because it was so notable, it was worth putting in the IMDb trivia. Cinematographer Marvin V. Rush worked for the director, Chris Fisher, on Moonlight previously, but he believes that his favorite shot is the underwater shot of Samantha floating at the pool party. And this guy, Marvin V. Rush, is very old, and he is basically just a Star Trek cinematographer through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been a cinematographer on pretty much everything from Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. So he is more than aware that he just copied the
Sure.
Graduate. He's old. He's an old man. He would have
Yeah.
seen
Sure.
he would have seen the Graduate when he was like 20. So like, he knows he just
Yeah.
copied a more famous movie.
He knows he
And
did
he's
it.
like,
He knows he did it.
I fucking nailed it, dude.
I nailed that remake of a shot of a movie that has nothing to do with this movie. Not even the same genre. Like, it's not even close.
But also, we haven't talked about like how bad the acting is in this movie.
Nope,
And
it's
it is
bad.
like noticeably bad. Like if you've never seen a movie before, like if this is your first movie that you've ever watched, even then with no frame of reference, you would be like, this acting is horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah, the kid who plays Soda Pop, whatever, the greaser kid, is horrible.
Ed Westwood.
It almost dips into like Lynchian in its like over the top
That's what I was
performance.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is this true? Like it almost went along the lines of being like tongue in cheek.
Mhm.
Like we know that this is stupid and we're playing into it. It was so close to that I was almost on board with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I was like, no, I don't think the self-awareness is here.
Have either of you seen?
It's almost like it. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, have either of you seen The Chair Company?
No, but I want to because I love Tim Robinson, but I haven't yet.
No, I haven't
Okay.
seen it yet. I've seen clips.
Right. Okay. So one of the things about that show, though, is Tim and the production crew purposely cast a bunch of non-actors. So you
Mhm.
like the side characters give some of the worst performances ever,
Wow.
and they fucking rule. They fucking rule because they're meant to be bad.
Awesome.
But that's what this
Mhm.
feels like. It feels like they did a Tim Robinson before Tim Robinson and just casted a
Mhm.
bunch of people who didn't know how to act. And that's why you have 1980s nerd and 1950s greaser and 2010 hot girl, like all just being
Mhm.
weird and mean to each other inappropriately during this depressive
Oh.
pixie dream girl story.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that it would have been better if they would have just got non-actors.
Mhm.
It would have
Totally.
yeah.
I mean, anything would have been better than this. Anything. Literally anything. Put like some kittens on screen. That's better than this.
You know, it's just the puppy bowl.
Yeah.
Donnie Darko
Exactly.
2: the puppy bowl.
That I would watch.
I would watch it. I would say like at least 1 hour of every day of my life is watching puppy videos online.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I just half of my algorithm is dogs.
Hell yeah.
What do we have the internet for if not that?
Yeah. Okay, so whatever. Soda Pop's fucking kid brothers missing too, presumed dead, whatever. It's the fucking it's the ghost kid. We get it. A ghost, the ghost feather thing reappears, and Ghost Girl in the form of Sam is talking to Iraq Jack. And he's got this like the wavy like little appendage coming out of his chest, like in the first movie, that's like
Mhm.
pulling him along the timeline to do what he's supposed to do. Another great quote, and I'm trying to remember because I didn't write who said it, but it's "What's happening? Everything." I don't remember who said that to who, but it was enough for me to write it down.
I meant to write that one down too.
But anyway, Iraq Jack is told by Ghost Sam, aka Manipulated Dead Sam, to burn down a church. The church of the pastor that we were briefly introduced to. We're at, by the way, 3 days remain at this point, which I thought it was interesting because the first movie doesn't happen like pretty much through the entire month of October. This is like less than a week, I think.
Yeah.
I know. The first movie is like there's 28 days left.
Yeah. This is going pretty quick. Anyway, I just wrote 3 days remain, and I could not care less. That's what my notes say. The past
That's 3 days too long.
Yeah, the pastor thinks that his church burning is a 9/11 conspiracy. He goes like Alex Jones. He's like, jet fuel can't melt metal bars. You know.
He's like, the crucifix was made of iron or something. It's like, okay.
They're poisoning the water and making the frogs gay. Again, we don't even know why or care why. But they do find Jack's dog tags at the scene of the crime. So that implicates him. And everyone blames everything in this town that goes wrong on Jack already. So it's like it's signed, sealed, and delivered. He's guilty.
Yeah. It's a Rambo type.
Yeah, right. Jessie Spano shows up. She is excited. She can't hide it. She's also very scared, as she is in her most famous performance. By excited, I mean she is literally horny for Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah,
oh
dude.
my God. I'm so glad you brought this up because I texted my best friend this quote from her because she says, oh, damn it. Where is it? Hold on. She says, oh, God damn it. Hold on.
Is it where she's talking
like,
about how he's ripped and tanned and has lightning coming out of his eyes?
And muscles and lightning.
Okay, this is what she said. She said, I had a personal relationship with Jesus. And then Sam was like, what's he like? And she says, he's big and strong, tan, lots of muscles. He's got lightning bolts shooting out of his eyes. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Which to my note with that was that's Zeus, baby. That's not Jesus at all. That's Zeus.
Yeah. You got the wrong god. You got the wrong deity. Yeah, and then the nerd shows up and is talking to Sam, and he's like, the church got burned down, and he describes the whole thing as pretty uncool, which I thought was pretty funny.
Because nobody talks normally in this movie. They're all trying to talk in like those like cutesy, like quotable Donnie Darko ways, but it's just so disingenuous.
Yeah, every conversation is like oh God, I had the name of the movie in my head and then it escaped me. The Ryan Phillippe movie, Dangerous,
Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions. They all are kind of doing this sexy, teens, Cruel Intentions way of speaking.
But that's why it feels like Twilight. Because it's like, I don't know. There's also like a will they or won't they style flavor to like all of the dudes in the town that Sam is kind of like encountering. It's like they're all her age. They're all hot. Like, who's she going to end up with? We don't know. We don't care.
They all have very oily hair.
Yeah, everybody's oily in a way. In this way, it's a very pre-Twilight film. Is she going to be team Pony Boy or is she team Skolnick? We don't know yet.
Yeah. So these insane incoherent montages, I know what they were going for. They were trying to do this like you're struggling to keep up, which in the first movie, part of the like beauty of the pacing of that movie is you are just as confused as Donnie, and you are never in front of Donnie. You're never ahead of Donnie. Right. You're figuring it out with him, and you're along for the ride with him. In this movie, of course, is not the case. We know everything. The characters know nothing. So they try to do these incoherent montages that in the first movie are like clues. In this movie, it's just a bunch of people doing all different things that are like seemingly unconnected. Like they've got Jack building the bunny mask. You've got the guy who owns the hotel drinking coffee at the diner. You've got at one point Sam walking down the street in front of a movie theater, and you've got two guys walking behind her who look like they're going as MIB. for Halloween, but they have the body types of ice agents. Like they've got neck beards. They're like dad bods. They're built like me, but with just only beards on their neck. But then they're dressed as Men in Black for some reason. And they're not like it's two guys walking down the street. So were they supposed to be like, were these supposed to be like Men in Black in the conspiratorial, government spook sense? Not the Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones sense. Like, what were they there for?
Who fucking knows? Because the one dude's just very short, and they're obviously like spying on her. And then she looks back at them, and they're like, "Nope, didn't see us." Like, good cover, dudes. You got it.
Yeah,
but there's no explanation to. Like,
no.
Yeah.
In this timeline, I like to imagine in this timeline, MIB is ICE, and they just gave these guys like a $50,000. They promised them, but are not going to give them a $50,000 signing bonus. And they're like, "We're Men in Black now," and they're just going around asking people if they're aliens from this planet. Yeah, they're asking if they're from this planet. Zero training, just out there tripping over their own fucking feet. So. We talked about this a little bit. I absolutely hate, and I know why they did it. This is a money grab. This is just, there's no doubt in my mind, understanding a little bit about the history of this project, that they wouldn't do this, but it angers me so much that they made the bunny mask like that bigger ongoing level of significance. And they also, am I imagining this, that they alluded to the fact that like Donnie drew the mask at one point?
Yeah.
I think he does draw the mask.
I thought Frank draws the mask.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well,
Frank does draw the mask at the very end.
Yeah.
Well, Frank draws the mask, but I think it's that Donnie draws, I believe Donnie draws the mask in the time travel book because he sees
After
Frank.
He sees it, Frank. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. After he didn't design it.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem is, how does Samantha get said book, being that Donnie dies before he ever meets the professor with the time travel book? And he never sees Frank. Like none of the things that happened in Donnie Darko have happened to Samantha Darko, so she would not know about the time travel book. She would not know about Frank the Bunny. Like none of those things.
All she knows is that Donnie got crushed by an airplane engine.
Yeah.
But also, you just reminded me that like we talked about how the first movie has such an amazing soundtrack, and then this soundtrack is so fucking awful.
It's really bad.
Every song, it was like it's trying really, really hard to be like cute and quirky, and it was just horrendous.
Yeah. They did not strike gold a second time with the soundtrack. Yeah, I think Steve summed up my next bullet point, that I was just arguing about the idea of like, there's no way anybody should know about the bunny mask. The bunny mask shouldn't be even mentioned, let alone be of like huge significance in the movie.
It's because they're trying to make it some sort of like weird cosmic thing. And that doesn't really make sense, because in the first movie, the reason it's like cool is because it's a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. It was his Halloween costume.
The idea of the first movie, whether it be the bunny mask or I guess on a more like significant level to the characters, Donnie's life is insignificant. The whole like you're gonna die alone thing. Like you are the cosmic horror of the original movie is that you are insignificant and are just a pebble under the tires on, you know what I mean, of the universe. Yes. And that is the cosmic horror. In this movie, they try to make the bunny mask like part of like Cthulhu shows up and he's the bunny mask, you know what I mean, or something.
But I mean, like to play devil's advocate a little bit, they have to include the bunny mask somehow.
They have to,
because like what does this movie have if not that?
I get it.
Literally nothing connects it to the first movie.
Kelly, you're developing symptoms of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I would argue no, you don't. because if you have any artistic integrity, you just come up with a new cool thing. Again, the reason why Frank the Bunny is a cool reveal, because it does reinforce the banality of everything. Like you get this, you start Donnie Darko with this incredibly, like mysterious and frightening, like harbinger of this skulled bunny. And like, that's such a weird, quirky thing. But then to end the film, that it's just a fucking drunk driving teen in a Halloween costume, you go, oh yeah. Like that's so fucking weird that's what ends your world technically by killing Jenna Malone. So what
you're preaching to the choir.
I know, but I'm also preaching to the audience.
When someone plays devil's advocate, doesn't mean they actually are like aligned.
No, but all I'm saying is we're worried about you because you're starting to say good things about this movie.
Yeah.
Should I blink twice if I'm in danger from Donnie Darko?
I'm saying you don't even have to play devil's advocate with this. Let this be represented by a public defender.
Okay, fine. Okay, I relinquish my duties as devil's advocate.
Yeah. So the friends kind of break up because Corey's being a jerk, and
because Corey's the worst.
Corey's the worst by far. And then in a scene that doesn't make any sense, they peel out in a Camaro. There's a ghost kid in the middle of the road, and then they get T-boned by another car. And Sam dies because Sam was walking away.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm not a crime scene forensics person here, but how did Sam die when she was outside the car?
I guess they collided with her.
I mean, but then when they undo it later and then Corey dies, it's because she was in the car.
Right.
So like
okay, because I was imagining it was like how in the first movie when they almost hit Roberta Sparrow, who we haven't mentioned, comes up in this because her grandson, I guess, is Iraq Jack.
Yes.
Which like, okay, whatever the fuck. But like, and so I think it was supposed to be like that, where they like almost avoid hitting her. But then in this movie, they actually hit Sam. I don't know. But then this also made me think like, is this some sort of weird James Dean thing? Because that kid who's like cosplaying as Ponyboy or James Dean then is in like a car accident and in like his sexy sports car. And I was just like, this is weird. What a weird reference to make. But
yeah, see, if it would have been that like, oh, another car came down the hill and instead of T-boning them, he swerved out of the way and accidentally hit Sam. Yeah. That like, oh, okay. Maybe, but instead the T-bone happens. Sam doesn't feel like she's even really anywhere close. And then they see her body laying there as if she's just in a coffin.
Yeah.
Far away from the car.
And she's full of glass. So, which is another thing. Like, I don't know how she wound up full of glass.
Yeah. She got hit. Flew up over the, like, he hit her on purpose and then didn't see the other car coming and it crashed. I don't know. It does not make sense. A fucking lick.
It doesn't.
And then the cop, the dickhead cop with the shorts, takes Corey back and is like, aren't you glad your friend's dead instead of you? Like the worst bedside manner of any cop ever. Yeah, you get all these slow motion scenes and needle drops, which we discussed just do not work. No. And then in the most laugh out loud line in this movie for me is Sam, real Sam in this timeline, living Sam, talking to the manipulated dead that is, I believe it's either the kid on the milk carton or it's Ponyboy's brother. One or the other. It's one of those missing children. Starts talking to Sam and explaining, that something happened that wasn't supposed to happen or whatever. And she goes, why can't I touch, can I touch you? And he's like, no. He's like, why can't I touch you? And he says, because we'll explode. And I'm like, why? Why would you touch a ghost from another dimension to explode? Because I immediately just thought of I watched way too much of the 60s Batman series. So I'm imagining that scene when the shark is on his legs and he sprays him with the shark repellent spray and then it hits the water and explodes into flames. I don't know why. That just really tickled me. Blurt laughed out loud because he says, because we'll explode.
He does say it very seriously.
Dead ass serious. Yeah, we're supposed to know that we're supposed to think that some sort of combustion will happen if you touch a ghost. Yeah, Corey, this wraps up pretty quickly here. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Corey learned.
It's
go ahead.
It's funny. It's funny you just said this wraps up pretty quickly because we're 40 minutes into an hour 40 film and they just killed the main character. And the whole time I'm watching this, I'm writing old man fucking little notes to myself. And I'm like, this movie moves like molasses in winter. This
movie's like school in summertime.
Yeah. It's this movie's so slow and nothing happens and it's 40 minutes in and they kill the main character and you go, huh, that's a bold choice. Oh no, they just undo it. All right, back on with the rest of the movie. Thanks for wasting my time, movie.
Well, then the fact that they undo it doesn't really matter. We'll get to this, but yes, it goes extremely slowly. But I guess what I mean to say is the last little bit at the end wraps up in a very very rushed way. But anyway, Corey gets the dead kid, gives her basically the ability to open up a portal to the past. So she just goes, she does the thing that they're supposed to do in the first movie, but they do it in a very literal way of hey, just go back in time. We do portals here. we do wormholes, jump into the wormhole, go back. And she does. And she essentially throws the fucking car that causes the accident into the wormhole, which I don't understand why either, but that happens. But it begs the question, why does Corey need to take Sam's place? I understand that Sam needs to survive because Sam needs to influence Jack so Jack doesn't die. Or Jack does die.
Jack does die.
Sam needs to influence Jack to die. But I'm why can't Corey do that? First question. Second question, why, when Sam's life gets saved, does Corey have to sacrifice her own? It's never been a 1-for-1 thing.
Yeah. And why wasn't Corey able to save herself and also get out of the car? If she knows she's going to die, there's nothing important. Her life is not important. So is it really just so much that Corey has to be dead in order for Samantha to have the interactions she does to make Iraq Jack go back in time and fucking kill himself?
Climb up the stupid windmill.
Yeah. Are we saying it's that deterministic? Because it becomes a matter of choice and determinism. If it has to be that Corey has to go back in time and die to but then it just sets it on another deterministic route, because then Samantha is going to make the choices that she makes to make the other things happen. But
this is what
who has free will and when do they have it is the real question.
No, there's no question. Stop asking questions. This is what I mean. Like, this is what appealed to me so much about the first movie, and this is what I tried to convey in my like defense of this movie in our episode, is like that puzzle solving element and like wanting to piece this all together and being curious about it and trying to follow, you know, the thread lines. And then this movie literally had the opposite effect on me. Like, you guys are actually bringing up things that I gave zero thought to because my brain shut itself off entirely from existence. And I'm not even trying to exaggerate. I'm like, I watch bad movies all the time. And this one was bad in the way that like, I didn't feel the need to bother with any of this.
Yeah.
So like kudos to you guys for even thinking about these things because I don't have anything to contribute in that department. I was just like, so I think part of it comes from like when you really, really love a movie and they do a sequel and the sequel is awful, it like makes you so angry. And so I was just like, I was very, very angry.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's, I mean, don't get me wrong. Let me be clear. The fact that Steve and I felt the need to like delve this deep into a movie that doesn't deserve it is a character flaw that we share.
Yes.
And it makes us worse humans and less productive members of society.
We're less productive.
Okay, well, when you were worried about me, like playing devil's advocate, I'm saying I'm worried about you guys. Like, take 40 steps back from the movie and never think about it again.
Yeah.
Kelly, you're having a very normal response, is what we would say. You're having a normal response to this film in that you recognize it as stupid and time wasting, and you just shut your brain off and you don't allow it to infect you. Whereas Brian and I are able to get deep into this absolute garbage because we want to poke every last hole into it we can to sink this ship.
Yeah.
And it's basically just anger and jealousy over the fact that the writers and directors continue to get to work after this.
You're like, we need to figure out the suckling. There's something deeper here.
Yeah. It's like having a
Suckling's fun,
pinata. It's like having a pinata that's full of human feces, smashing it, and then when it hits the ground, continuing to smash it until there's no pieces left.
Till you find the corn.
I need this to be on the fucking DVD cover. This is a pinata filled with human feces.
Yeah, that's my quote for the special edition director's cut. Yeah, the 20th anniversary director's cut coming up here in a few years.
Oh fuck!
All right, we're gonna spiral towards the end here because a lot more time is left in the movie, but so little of consequence happens.
Exactly.
The pastor's a pervert.
Sure.
The nerd has a rash.
Wait, just like the pastor in the first movie.
Yes.
Right? Because Patrick Swayze was a pervert. This movie takes a strong anti-religion stance. I think, is this franchise.
It does, which could have been cool and like could have been subversive, but it's just so surface level.
It's surface level, and the fact that it's repeating from the first film, it doesn't feel.
Yeah,
and because also Patrick Swayze is a way bigger creep. Like,
oh yeah,
yes.
I know. But then also that one is like more shocking too, because like Patrick Swayze wasn't really known for playing creeps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so you like kind of want to buy into his bullshit a little bit because you're like, oh, it's Patrick Swayze. He's so charming.
Yeah.
But then in this one, like I'm saying, like they literally gave the guy Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Yeah, right.
Like, he looks like a serial killer from the first second that you see him.
Yeah, we're immediately suspect of him.
Yeah.
I did read that Patrick Swayze was originally supposed to come back and reprise his role. But he got sick and couldn't participate, and then ended up like passing away, I think just like months after this movie was released.
Right. Yeah.
Well, sure, that might have been his excuse at the time. I kind of respect the idea that he would come back to that.
Are you
character.
Suggesting that Patrick Swayze died on purpose rather than being in this movie?
He died to get away from this movie.
Yeah.
No, R.I.P. Patrick Swayze. He's a lovely person, I'm sure. But yeah, no, the fact that like I don't know if you're that lovable an actor and you can like realistically play this horrendous character, and then you're willing to even like go back to that character. I think that's yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm like, I would hate to see a situation now where Patrick Swayze was doing like, you know,
that this was
not
his
that he's
last
Mel
movie.
Gibson. Well, God, that would be even worse. But I was going to say, like, you know how like Bruce Willis is just like doing all these like direct to Redbox like things where his just face is being put on stuff now. Like, I would hate for that to have been the fate of Patrick Swayze too. But
probably would have been.
Okay. Anyway, there's something with the nerd having a rash, and it has to do with the type of metal or something. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. He does headbutt Randy, which is the greaser, for no reason, which was also a pretty funny moment. Sam and Jack start talking about time travel and the book that his grandmother wrote about time travel. And that's when there's supposed to be this big reveal that he's the grandson of the woman who wrote the time travel book. But again, really of no consequence, just at best fan service.
That doesn't make any sense. Why is he way the hell out there in the desert?
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Okay. We already have a tie to the first movie. We have Darko, Samantha Darko. We don't need another character tied into it ever.
Yeah, it's now Muppet
Roberta
Babies.
Sparrow.
It's just everyone's kids, you know.
Exactly.
This movie really was like the blueprint for all legacy sequels that came after it, of like making sure you hit every reference you possibly can when you don't have the original stars available to you. So like just make as many references as you possibly can. Hey, remember thing? Remember this thing? Remember? Hey, remember?
Because this was at a time when like legacy sequels couldn't get the original stars. Because like nowadays, I mean, I just watched the like I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel, reboot, recall, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it only works and it's only a good movie because they have the original stars in the movie. And like that's when it's fun. And so this movie couldn't do that. And so it fails on every level.
Yeah. I also read that one of the kids that was huffing paint in the party scene was actually supposed to be the younger brother of Seth Rogen's character from the first movie.
No.
Just
Are you being serious? Okay.
No.
Oh my God.
No, that would be really funny though. Just meaningless connections that have no fucking tie to the story.
You would only know if you like went on Reddit like after the fact.
So yeah, Sam finds these dead children, one of which was the missing boy that apparently Jesse Spano killed. I don't know, or the preacher, or they were both involved in some capacity. But Sam finds the corpses of these children that like this church killed, I guess. And Jack is immediately blamed because he's blamed for everything that happens in this town. The nerd turns into a mean guy in the funniest way possible. He's like coming on to Sam, but the way he turns mean, it's like he got like shot with a mean ray and he's like, grr, I'm mean. He's so unconvincing as a mean, intimidating guy.
Sure.
But he kills Sam, if not accidentally, shoves her down, and she hits her, or she like gets killed on one of the little spikes or whatever that's in the metal rabbit mask that Jack made goes like in her head or her neck or something, right? Kills her.
Yeah.
And then once he kills Sam, there's like, I forget if it's when Jack is there or if it's at this scene, but all of a sudden we get introduced. There's some fire type Pokemon in the sky. And I'm not really sure what's happening.
This is
but there are some fire type Pokemon.
They're out of nowhere. These Tesseracts, like from A Wrinkle in Time, start falling out of the sky and attacking Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they start just blowing up different parts of Earth. And fucking angry nerd guy is so like, he's enamored with them, but at the same, like, I don't know, it seems like he knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. It's confusing.
I was so like, my migraine meds were like starting to kick in at that point. I have no recollection of this moment at all. I don't know what you're talking about, but that actually sounds kind of awesome.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, like everything else in the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, then Ghost Sam gets Jack out of jail with her magic feather, which again is just so Zelda. That's just a Zelda level,
I was just gonna say that's such a video game thing.
And he basically pulls a Donnie and saves the world by putting on the mask. And you think just he's going to save the world by doing what Donnie did, which is just go up and into his bedroom, knowing he's going to get mashed by a airplane engine. So you think Jack's just going to go up to his little seat up there on the windmill and get smashed by a meteorite. But instead he puts on the mask, and the mask like banishes the fire type Pokemon. Ultimately he corrects the timeline, by going up to the windmill and letting the meteorite kill him. But the mask and the fire type Pokemon really threw me for a loop. Anyway, everyone's alive now in the primary timeline, except for the amazing kids still locked in the cave. It's like, oh shit, dude.
And they show him. Like, they show that he's still there. Like,
that sucks.
Yeah, like that doesn't correct anything. And it's not a thing where, like, we talked about it a little bit, but when they go back in time in Donnie Darko, like, everybody kind of has like a residual memory, which is like, like why Frank
is like touching his eye, and
and like Patrick Swayze's like having a breakdown because he knows that everybody finds out, and like it, ways. So what happens here is we go back in time and they're at the site of the meteor crash, and then just hard cut to Samantha just being like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go home. Like, I'm just gonna,
she just takes her ball and goes home.
Yeah. And then she leaves. Like, she's like, I'm just gonna go home. I don't know if do either of you remember the movie Orgasmo at all?
Oh yes. With the tray and
it, but I know that.
Yeah. There's a scene where there's a character, Chota Boy. He's talking about how like, he had like a really difficult time of like giving up his martial arts training. And then they do a flashback and he's just sitting at the breakfast table and he's like, I don't think I'm going to do martial arts training anymore. And that's what this movie is. He's just like, I think I'm just going to go home now. I'm just going to go back to Virginia. Like, there's no, there's nothing that happens to her that makes her go, I should leave. Like, Corey doesn't fight with her or anything. There's no fight. There's nothing that,
even though the opening text crawl was like, she ran away from like the sadness of her life or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing in this accident that would like trigger her or make her go, oh yeah, I should go home. It's just, she goes, I don't think I'm going to do hamster style anymore. And then leaves the movie.
Changes her mind. I love that a guy has to build a metal mask that he wouldn't possibly know about to banish fire type Pokemon, to climb a ladder onto a windmill to get hit by a meteorite. Also, she can change her mind. Like,
also, she can leave kids locked in cages.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was just thinking about this. I guess one kid being locked in a cage is better than the Earth being attacked by Pokemon.
Sure.
I mean, now we know how to defeat fire type Pokemon, which is with mask type Pokemon.
Mask type Pokemon and kids in cages. They love that. They love that. Or they hate that. Excuse me. They hate it. It repels them.
They hate it.
Anyway, Yeah, everyone's alive now. Everything's cool. Yeah, the only cool thing they could have done is have us follow Samantha as the Frank. And see, like, because the first movie, it does beg the question of, like, how did this whole thing play out for Frank? Probably as just, like, nothing up until the fact that he got shot.
Yeah.
Then he became manipulated dead. So how does it feel to be a manipulated dead? Is essentially what the cool thing that they could have maybe done, but again, inadvisable, but like it could have been cool. But instead, not only does Sam die and come back to life, but also she doesn't remember anything. We're seeing the story from her perspective, and she doesn't remember anything that she does of consequence. The only thing she remembers are meaningless.
Yeah.
It's so like 90% of the entire movie that we saw of Sam was fucking meaningless to the overall like big picture story.
Yeah, it's all meaningless. All the drama is still in town, and she's on a bus doing live, laugh, love hearts on the fucking window with her lipstick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what we learned. If a ghost tells you to kill yourself, you have to do it. And organized religion is bad. That's what we've learned from this movie. Yeah, it's like if I'm reading my notes, and what I wrote was, this is if Donnie Darko is written by a bunch of stupid middle schoolers, but I actually think it's not that. I think it's the reality is more accurate analogy, which is that this is what happens when a bunch of middle-aged men who don't understand the first movie try to write it again. Because I think the dude, and I forget his name already, but the guy, the director, writer of the first movie, wrote it when he was like pretty young, like in his earlier mid-20s.
Sure.
But this movie feels like it was written. I think I read that he wrote it when he was pretty young. This movie feels like it was written by a bunch of like 45-year-olds who didn't get the first movie and are like not at a place in their life where this like angsty stuff would come across as genuine at all, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Well,
it's hard to write angsty teen dialogue when you're 45, I guess is what I need to say.
Well, Brian, I can say that it's somewhere in the middle of gas huffing eighth graders and middle-aged men. The writer of the film, Nate Atkins, was about 30 when he wrote this film. So he was old enough to have seen the original film, not understand it, but still angsty enough to write, "What are you, a gay?" and think that's a fire line.
Old enough to know better, but didn't know better.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
He's really he was old enough to feel those, think that he could write feelings of angst, but also stupid enough to not get it at all. His brain was just smooth enough that he did not get it.
I do want to point out, Brian.
I hate it.
You hate it. The other writer credits, he's written a bunch of dog shit, but you'll enjoy this one. He's also the writer of the Christmas Prince trilogy. A Christmas Prince,
but of course,
the Royal Wedding, a Christmas Prince, the Royal Baby. He's written all a Christmas Prince films, and
I've seen 2 of the 3 Christmas Prince films.
He's so prolific that his IMDb credit films, like his IMDb bio, listen, he is a writer known for Pumpkinhead, A Christmas Prince, and Blood Red Ox. The Pumpkinhead credit is for a 2021 reboot that never happened. So he's known for a movie that never occurred.
That doesn't exist.
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. That's stolen valor right there.
Yeah, that is stolen valor. You have to take that off your IMDb. You're not allowed to be known for a movie that has never been made. It's
I
2026.
was known
it's
for
not happening,
one
dude.
time being attached to a movie that didn't happen. I was known to aspire to do something at one point. Didn't work out. Yeah, this movie's bad. A pox on the houses of everyone involved. Is there a third one? I think the answer is no.
So I was just on the Wikipedia to try to, because I was like, as we were talking about like reboots and stuff, I was thinking like, God, nowadays would be the time when they would be trying to reboot this, right?
Mhm,
Like it would 100% be the time. No, it said that in 2017, the director revealed that he had ideas for a new sequel that is, quote, much bigger and more ambitious than the original. And then in 2021, he said he had done an enormous amount of work on the script and then nothing. Like, I don't know.
An
Nothing's
enormous amount.
then.
I'm just imagining he went full Prometheus on this.
Completely.
And it's
Awesome.
like, it starts out with a bunch of rabbit. You know, it's like 2000, beginning of 2001, but instead of monkeys, it's rabbits. And yeah.
It's like Watership Down as like the prequels.
Oh, we should do a sequel to Watership Down, but there has to be a colon in it.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's like, it's a sequel to Watership Down, but all the dialogue is like sexy teens.
What the rabbits are saying to each other.
Yeah, the rabbits are like talking to each other like sexy teens.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot. Or it's rabbit ship down, Watership Down, but it's puppets, all puppets. That would be cool.
Sure.
I like that. I like that.
I'm listening.
All right. Any final thoughts? Kelly, we're not friends anymore.
I know. See you guys. This is a good last podcast episode to be on.
I do not like this. But any final thoughts on this movie?
My final thoughts are, like I always say, I love bad movies. I watch a lot of bad movies. If you are also someone who loves bad movies, do not watch this movie. This is not the fun kind of bad movie. It's the shit kind of bad movie where you're just watching it and you're like, it's boring. It's so poorly made. It's not worth your time. Do not spend an hour and 40 minutes of your life on this movie. Go and watch a different bad movie that is more, watch Final Flesh, I guess, or any of the other punishment movies really than this one. This one is not worth your time.
There's a couple.
Well, I haven't listened to all of the punishment episodes, so maybe you guys know ones that are worse than this. But this sucks. It sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Terrible movie. My final
movie,
thought
guys.
is God's farts don't taste like marshmallow peeps. They taste like Taco Bell from the time someone challenged him to make a burrito so hot that he couldn't eat it. So
yes. Yeah,
they just loved writing that line too. They were just like clapping themselves on the back, like, yeah, what would God's farts taste like? And it's like, no one told them, like, no one had the guts to tell them at the time that this is so stupid. Don't do it.
Such a sick edgelord line.
Horrible.
All right. The general consensus is don't watch it. But one thing I would urge you to do is go check out, as always, Final Girls podcast. What is there a recent? You mentioned what the most recent one you guys did was. What was it again?
So last time I was on your show, the most recent one was Debbie from Killer Clowns.
That was what I was thinking of.
Since then, we have released Maud from Saint Maud, which, if you have seen the movie, you will know that she is, as we keep saying, our biggest stretch for a final girl that we have ever had. Does not fit the final girl trope at all.
She's at the end of the movie.
She's there at the end.
She is.
She's not a hero and she doesn't survive. Spoiler. But she sucks. So listen to that episode, and you can find us at Final Girls the Podcast on Instagram or Final Girls Podcast on Blue Sky.
Yes, I love that movie. I only watched it first, one time when it came out, and I need to rewatch it.
It's
a lot of fun.
It's an amazing movie. Yeah.
I'll have to watch it again in preparation for listening to that episode. Okay. And once again, don't forget vote this week for what you want your our March showdown topic to be. Underground horror, literally underground things happening under the ground. Larry Fest, which is of course Larry Fessenden flicks, or best scenes in terrible movies, if you want us to take another stab at that one. All right. Thank you again for joining us. Will not thank you out of principle for that movie, but we always appreciate having you on. For the Halloween is Forever crew, I'm Brian.
I'm Steve.
I'm Kelly. Bye.
And I'm going to go watch Showgirls 2. Bye. See ya.
Hell yeah, penny slot.
Penny slot. Showgirls, either that or Showgirls of Pakistan. One of the other. That looks pretty fun.
I don't think that's related.
You don't think? You don't think it's like National Lampoons go to Europe and it's the Showgirls go to Pakistan?